is up, you guys? CeCe Clemons, aka Vibin Weirdo. Hope all is well with you guys. Movie review Monday. Wanted to go ahead and talk about The Exorcist Believer. Okay. So, first things first, I want to note that the time and place in which I decided to watch this movie resulted in one of the worst, or probably the worst movie going experiences I've ever had. Just thinking about it is making me... Okay, it was just terrible between the overcrowding and people on their phones and high school kids foreplaying. It's just like, it's a lot. It really caused a bad experience. And I really couldn't give the movie my full undivided attention. So I don't want to be too unfair when I rate this movie. So I just wanted to put that out there before I proceed. So I'll just get right into it. I will say the first 20 minutes into it, I was like, I'm going to love this movie. And the reason is because we got more of an understanding of the culture and the story of Angela, which is the main character, the black man's daughter. I liked how that started out because unlike other horror movies or Exorcist movies, or from what I can remember, I haven't seen them in a very long time, it caused me to have more of a connection and empathy for the family, for the father and his daughter, her friend too, but more so the father and his daughter, Angela. I really liked that. I was like, man, I'm on their side. I'm on their team. It sucks because I know she's going to get possessed. That's very clear in the trailers. But yeah, I was definitely invested with her as a character. So I was invested. I'm like, this is going to be a great movie. I think I'm going to have a great time with this. And unfortunately, that second half, after the actual possession takes place and everything, it just fell off for me. It really did. And I hate to say that. And this is just from what I was able to pay attention to. So I want to, again, keep that in mind. But it was like a lot of build up for me with getting the story of Angela and the build up of the possession and even things that happened shortly after them being possessed. But after that, when it went from 0 to 100, when it's full possession mode, it just didn't work for me. It was anticlimactic. It was certain things. It's like, what are we even looking at right now, kind of thing. That's how I personally felt. The makeup was great. They did really great on the makeup. And to a certain extent, the visual effects, there were some parts that was like, eh. But overall, the movie was directed very well. I love the color grading of the movie. The acting was fantastic amongst the whole cast. You have a great build up. We are invested in the main characters. The quality is good. Everything is great. But that story, that second half just started, it just, yeah. And with the amount of distractions that were already going on, it made it that much more difficult to really just be invested and to just stay focused. Now, there were probably one or two scenes where there were a few jump scares, but nothing very crazy. I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying. Nothing like that. But again, the way they built up the story to them getting possessed was very, very great. I was in love. I was like, oh, this is awesome. But yeah, whoever wrote that ending, and it wasn't executed well. And the thing that actually made me more annoyed with it was we've seen some great possession movies. We got just this year alone, Evil Dead Rise and Talk to Me are standout. How to talk, how to act, and matching the freaking sound of other people's voices with the actual actor's mouth. There was parts in there where you can, when they're possessed, it's a whole different person talking, right? And it wasn't matching up with their mouths. I was just noticing it. I'm like, there was some parts where it lined up well, but some it just missed. And it's like, are you freaking serious? It is 2023. How are we missing this? And I don't think that's an issue on the actors' end, or it might be. I don't know if they just couldn't get it right. I doubt it. They were really great in the movie. And other things I've seen them into. But yeah, the way they edited the words with their mouths together, it just terrible. It was just not good. I was like, wow, this is not hitting for me. This is not working. This sucks. It just resulted in an overall disappointing experience. I'm not going to bash the movie. It was not terrible at all. It's definitely not the worst scary movie I've seen or worst movie I've seen, period. It's nothing like that. It's just for an Exorcist movie with the taste that we've had from Evil Dead Rise and Talk to Me, and even the Conjuring series, other movies that have possession elements to it, with the Exorcist being the grandfather of that, it just really fell short for me, which sucks because everything else of it was so great. And then for me, they had Chris McNeil, who was in the original Exorcist, which I don't think I've watched that, or if I have, it's been a very long time. I'm not going to spoil anything and give specifics, but for me personally, especially for fans of the classic, to have her in here, it just felt pointless. It felt very pointless and useless to me, in my opinion. Now, there's other people that absolutely love this movie and think completely different and think that she played a vital role and all of that. Hey, I'm glad that y'all had that experience. I didn't. I feel like, why was she in this movie? Why was she here? Just with the way that the story played out. And other things too, it's like, what the... And the ending of it, it wasn't satisfactory for me. Which you're not going to get I'm not going to get satisfactory endings with scary movies. I just, like, it is what it is. But yeah, I didn't love the way that it ended. It was okay. It made sense, but I wasn't in love with it. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I will have to give this a C, y'all. Everything about it was great except that story in the second half. It just didn't work. And I might watch it a second time where I can really give it my full attention. Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it to turn out that way based on how I felt the first half. So those are my thoughts, y'all. Let me know yours in the comment if you watched it. Yeah, this is a streaming one. This is a streaming movie, in my opinion. Catch this when it's on digital, on a streaming platform, and you'll be okay. All right, and that's all, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drink your water. Peace. Shoryuken!